For years, my life was a well-rehearsed play. Each morning, I put on my work uniform and stepped into my role as senior marketing manager. My days were a blur of emails, meetings, and project plans, predictable, safe, and oddly comforting. My job title was my identity, my shield at parties, and my answer to the mirror. I was efficient, capable, and always had the answers. The routine was my world, and I was its devoted citizen. I wore my dedication like a badge of honor, proof that I was building something meaningful. The path was clear, paved by ambition and expectations. I walked it without question, believing success was measurable and progress was linear. My identity was neatly packaged, easy to understand. I was the person who had it all figured out. Or so I thought. I didn't see the ground shifting beneath me, preparing for a quake that would change everything. The comfort of the known path was its own reward, but it demanded more than I realized. I didn't question the destination until the path itself began to disappear. That's when everything started to change. The reckoning came quietly, not with a bang, but a whisper. It was a Tuesday, during a high-stakes presentation. I stood at the boardroom table, slides ready, words rehearsed. But suddenly, I felt nothing. The passion that fueled me for years had vanished. I didn't care about the campaign, the budget, or the approval. I watched myself perform, detached, as if I were a stranger in my own life. Somehow I finished the meeting, but inside, something had broken. The thread of my professional identity had been pulled, and the tapestry began to unravel. Driving home, I sat in silence, questioning who I really was. The awards on my shelf felt like relics from another life. My career, once my foundation, now felt like a cage. The disconnection was no longer a fleeting thought. It was a heavy presence. I realized I was trapped, and I had just noticed the bars. The unraveling had begun. Doubt crept in, persistent and loud. Every meeting, every late night, the question echoed. Is this really what you want? Exhaustion settled in, and Sunday dread became routine. I envied people with simpler, more tangible lives. The baker, the gardener, the artist. My own purpose felt abstract, buried under corporate jargon. The things that once motivated me, title, salary, office, lost their power. I craved quiet, connection, and creativity. I was a square peg in a round hole, drained by pretending. Years of chasing external validation had eroded my sense of self. At the top of the ladder, the view was lonely and thin. The person I'd become felt like a stranger. The echo chamber of doubt was no longer a nuisance. It was a call to action. Something had to change. I couldn't keep living as a ghost in my own life. So I turned inward, starting small. Lunch breaks alone in the park. No phone, no agenda. At first, the silence was uncomfortable, but slowly, it became a space to just be. I began journaling, letting my thoughts spill out, messy and real. I rediscovered painting, not for anyone else, just for the joy of creating. Honest conversations with myself and trusted friends followed. Admitting I was lost was terrifying, but also freeing. I sought out stories of others who had reinvented themselves. Their journeys became lanterns in my darkness. Self-discovery wasn't linear. Old fears pulled me back, but each step forward built momentum. I was more than my job. I was a person rediscovering her own landscape. I learned to listen to my heart, even when it was scary. This quiet pilgrimage was the most important journey I'd ever taken. It was the journey back to me. The greatest lesson? We are not our jobs. A career is just one chapter, not the whole story. When my title no longer fit, I discovered my true identity was more resilient and beautiful than any job description. Burnout and detachment aren't weaknesses, they're signals something's out of alignment. Ignoring them is like ignoring a check engine light. My advice: get quiet, listen to your heart, and create space for what matters. Eventually, I left that job, a leap into the unknown that felt like flight, not a fall. Purpose isn't found, it's built, day by day, through choices that align with your values. Now, purpose is a way of traveling, not a destination. If you're at a crossroads, be gentle with yourself. This isn't failure, it's awakening. You are the cartographer of your own soul. Your career is part of your map, but not the whole territory. The most courageous thing you can do is honor your truth, even if it means drawing a new path.